Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. So, my name is Dr. Emily Townsend Cobb. Please call me Emily. I am a wife, a mother to the two hellions you heard in the back a minute ago. They went to sleep, I promise. I am a sister, a daughter, a friend and cousin to many, and I am a pediatric and women's health physical therapist here in Jacksonville. I also am blind and am left pretty much with light perception. Because when I was 3 years old, an ophthalmologist told my mom that I was going to go blind, and there was nothing anybody could do. What he actually said was, "Don't worry, it'll never quite be like this for her." Turned off the lights and then walked out of the room. As a child and young adult, I used to find that story very harrowing. I find it way more so now as a mother myself. I would go blind 1,000 times rather than watch anything, any discomfort come to my children. And so before I talk about my story, I want to acknowledge the story of all the parents here today, because I cannot imagine the fortitude all of you have to do and to survive what you have. So thank you. The good news about my eye disease, it is recessive, and my children are, though our carriers, are not affected, and certainly keep me and my husband Ryan on our toes. So growing up, I did have very functional vision till about the age of 13 or 14. I was able to read as small as newspaper print at one point. I played soccer. I was able to run around without using a cane or any other assistive device. Once I hit my teenage years, things really started to change for me fairly drastically. And I had what I lovingly call internalized ableism. I didn't want to accept that. And I did everything to what I call pass as sighted. I had just enough vision to pretend I could see in most cases, but what I was really doing is making myself unsafe and embarrassing myself in a lot of cases. It all came to a head when I was a sophomore at Florida State. About 19 years old, I was trying to run, and I smacked like just dead into a pole, fell down, almost lost consciousness. It wasn't good. And that was a reality slap for me that I couldn't do this anymore. I had to start coming to terms with what was happening to me and make peace with that, and also use it as an adversity advantage in order to survive and thrive in this world. So I, for the first time around the age 19 or 20, picked up my white cane. I hated it. I then got my guide dog, Fergie, and that gave me new wings. I ended up getting my bachelor's degree in exercise physiology and went on to physical therapy school to pursue my doctorate in that field. The hardest part for me was not the exams or the cadaver dissections or all the things you think would be scary. You know, blind people and scalpels tend to make people nervous. But the actual tricky part for me was other people's attitudes about my disability, what they thought I could and could not do. And they just didn't know who they were messing with, because I'm Sue Townsend's daughter. And for those of you who don't know her, you don't tell that woman no for nothing. So with a lot of conversations and just demonstrating my abilities, I was able to graduate from PT school third in my class, and was able to start working shortly thereafter, passing my boards. I have been a doctor of physical therapy for the last almost 10 years. I am a board certified pediatric specialist, and I'm working on that women's health specialty as well. I love what I do because it allows me to bring mobility to people who otherwise wouldn't have it. And as a blind person, I have had those struggles of my own. Not that I am mechanically impaired, but from the sheer loss of vision, I've not been able to move around as easily as I would like. Despite those challenges, I have kept on moving. My husband and I have done 3 triathlons, and I'm not really sure how many road races back in the day. It slowed down a bit after having 2 kids in 4 years, but we're picking it back up. And we spend our days learning how to not only love and work through my blindness, but how to find strength in it, how to find the advantages into what most people would view an uncomfortable, difficult, or even impossible situation. I want to also thank everyone here for your support, financially and emotionally, for those of us here with vision loss. Vision loss is something that doesn't have to be a disability, but we live in an inaccessible world, and we live with people with a lot of limiting viewpoints. The people in this room are changing that for millions, with their wallets, with their attitudes, and with your willingness to listen and hear our stories. I want to thank the foundation. I want to thank Dr. Grover. I want to thank my parents, and I want to thank my husband and my two wonderful little girls for letting me be myself, for accepting me for who I am, and for also giving me the reality slap when I'm feeling down. Thank you again, and everyone, I want you to really feel this in your bones. A cure is in sight, and while we wait, let's thrive, not just survive. Thank you.